Hey guys, welcome to Selenium with C training session 20. In today's session, I will discuss what is the importance of Thread.Sleep, PageLoad Timeout and Asynchronous JavaScript. So what are the wait conditions in Selenium WebDriver? So what is wait and what are the different conditions available in Selenium WebDriver? So wait condition provides a way to delay user test running when they need a condition to be made first. A common scenario this might occur is when user application is waiting on the result of a network request. Wait is the process of matching the speed of action and reaction. Selenium WebDriver will perform the action whereas web application shows the reaction. So sometimes you need to wait for some of the element to be visible, some of the element to be clickable, some of the element to be displayed, right? So that you can give some wait time which should be force wait or which can be based on the condition wait, right? So when user UI test accesses an element that appears after a network request without a wait, an exception is thrown. Using a wait condition with Selenium WebDriver solve these challenges. Wait condition in Selenium expand across more than just looking for UI element. They provide the ability to wait for a text match or wait to check the title of your application page. The possibilities for wait condition are endless. By using condition with Selenium WebDriver, user can pause their test until it is met or its timeout. A perfect way to help their UI test continue to run with the unexpected around the edge challenges. So few of the important methods to synchronize the Selenium WebDriver with application or Thread.Sleep, PageLoad Timeout, Asynchronous JavaScript Timeout, implicit wait, explicit or WebDriver wait, fluent wait. So I already covered the implicit and explicit wait. I'll be covering a video for WebDriver wait and fluent wait, and today's video I'll cover what is Thread.Sleep, PageLoad Timeout and Asynchronous JavaScript Timeout. So in C hash, the sleep method is used to suspend or pause the current thread execution for a specified time. When user suspend the thread execution either by passing the time in millisecond or with timespan property. In case user enter thread.sleep suppose say 20 in the code, right? Thread.sleep 20. So it will be WebDriver will wait for 20 milliseconds. So in case you want to wait for suppose say 5 seconds, so you need to give in the backend thread.sleep 5000 so that it will wait for 5 seconds. If you want to wait for 20 seconds, so you need to give the value as 20,000. So sleep method will not worry about whether the element is present or not. It just sleep till the mentioned time. This is the reason it is called a static wait or blind wait or dead wait. So in case you are giving the thread condition, right, thread.sleep, so in case your object is getting identified or execution step is getting operation is successful in the step, but still it will wait until the elapsed time is getting out, right? So that is the another drawback. So assume a practical web page application in that user having more than 5 pages and 25 operation. So in case user giving 5 seconds timeout for 25 time, so it will wait for 125 seconds altogether, which is around 2 minutes, right? So the dead time is more and hence no one prefer to wait until you want to debug your script and you want to variate certain condition, right? Or trading purposes you should not use the thread.sleep the real time. Definitely one or two specific scenario you can use it, but you should not use more time, so that the total time will be definitely you need to wait to run the execution and it will slower your execution speed, right? So when using thread.sleep, user have to mention wait time in advance, but there is no guarantee that element will be displayed in the specific wait time. Hence, there may be case when it may take more than the time specified load and again user script might fail, right? So how thread.sleep will occur? You can implement it, right? So suppose you want to navigate to a particular URL after opening the web page and maximizing it web browser, right? So after opening the page, you can wait for 3 seconds thread.sleep, right? So suppose say 3 seconds, it will be 3000 milliseconds. So it will wait 3000 milliseconds. After that, you want to identify element, right? Suppose say I want to identify the element, one element, right? So you can inspect the element, suppose the email field. So you know that name or ID is email. So I can wait for 3 seconds. After that, I can enter the value. So driver dot find element, right? So it can be by name or by ID. So by ID, the ID is email. I want to enter some value, so with the help of dot send keys, so test 1 2 3. So again I can wait for 4 seconds, right? So I need to give within the double quote. I can wait for 3 seconds. So that's why you can give some difference for each and every step, right? So I can give, suppose say 5 seconds, and after that I want to quit the driver, right? Driver dot close or quit. So that's why I can use the thread.sleep. But the thing is that it will wait, I mean, until the specified time is getting over, right? It will wait. Okay. Your execution will not be proceeding to the next line, next step until that time is getting elapsed out. So that is the one drawback. So until you are in the real time, until you are having specific condition, you should not use the thread.sleep. But definitely for debugging purposes or for training purposes, you can show, you can use that one, and you can easily identify that whether each and every step is performing successfully based on your expectation. So you could see your driver will be open. It will be your browser will be open. It will maximize, and your page, your Facebook page will be loaded. After that, once the page is loaded, it will wait for 3 seconds, and then your email field will be identified and the value will be entered. After that, after entering, it will wait for 5 seconds. So, and it will quit the browser. So that's why your thread.sleep will work. So it is the like kind of blind timeout you are giving it. So until the time is getting elapsed, it will wait. It will not proceed to the next lines of action. So that is the another drawback of thread.sleep. So you can see the Chrome browser is getting opened. It will maximize the browser. It will try to pass the URL for the Facebook page. Once the page is fully loaded, right, it will wait for 3 seconds as per the timeout you have given it. Then it will identify the element called email field. It will enter the value. Again, it will wait for 5 seconds. Then it will close the browser. It will wait for 3 seconds. After the page is fully loaded, then it will enter, right? After it will wait for 5 seconds, then it will quit the browser. You can see the app operation successful now after waiting time, right? So though your action is getting identified, action is getting performed, still it will blindly wait for that time. So that is another drawback here. Okay, let's comment out this code. Let's go for the next one. So here PageLoad timeout and the asynchronous JavaScript timeout, right? So you already seen whenever you are using the JavaScript executor, right? Suppose say let's try to create a object code instance for the JavaScript executor. So its interface, we need to typecast the driver here to create the object code instance. Now if you just want to call that object, right, and if you press dot, you could see there's a two methods available, execute skip and execute asynchronous skip. So execute skip will be only applicable for the normal script, and execute asynchronous script will be applicable for performing any kind of operation for the asynchronous JavaScript related stuff, right? So that is the reason there is a two timeout. One is the PageLoad timeout and one is the asynchronous JavaScript timeout, right? So user can set PageLoad timeout using Selenium, WebDriver and C Hash with the help of PageLoad methods available in the timeout, right? Available in the WebDriver. So it is used to set the time to wait for loading the page. An exception will be thrown if the page is not loaded within the time specified. So it will be only applicable for the whole page, right? So okay, and obviously synchronous method, right? Let's comment, remove this one. Let's apply this one, right? So driver dot here manage dot timeout. manage dot timeout. Okay, here you need to give the first bracket dot page load. Could see here it's coming page load, right? And you need to give equal to sign, and you need to give time span dot second, right? Whatever second I want to give. Suppose I want to give 20 seconds, so that it will wait for 20 seconds until the full page is getting loaded. In case the page is not loaded for 20 seconds, it will throw the error, right? An exception will be thrown that page is not fully loaded. So that's why page load timeout will work. And then the asynchronous JavaScript timeout, right? I already said that with the JavaScript, so there is two methods. One is the execute skip method, one is the execute asynchronous skip method, right? So asynchronous JavaScript sets the time limit for the asynchronous skip to finish execution. In case the process is not completed before the time limit, right? Selenium WebDriver throws timeout exception. The asynchronous JavaScript method affects only JavaScript code executed with execute asynchronous skip and nothing else. So execute skip is not affected by it, right? So in case you are setting some timeout for the asynchronous JavaScript, so that will only affect the execute asynchronous skip methods available in JavaScript executor, but not the execute skip method. So default timeout for asynchronous JavaScript method is 0. In case user does not set any time, the execute asynchronous timeout method may fail because the JavaScript code may take more than 0 seconds. So to avoid unnecessary failure, user need to set the asynchronous JavaScript timeout. So similar fashion, just like that page load, we need to encode the timeout in seconds or minute, whatever is required, right? So we can use the same thing, and here we will be calling the another method called asynchronous JavaScript timeout. If you press dot, you can see here asynchronous JavaScript timeout will be coming, right? We can set some time, suppose say 30 seconds, so that execute asynchronous script will be not give fail. So that whenever you will be calling that one, right, you will be getting two method. One is the execute script and one is the execute asynchronous script. So if you set timeout for the asynchronous JavaScript, so your execute asynchronous script method will be affected, not the execute script, right? So the page load will be working for the complete page load. You can give timeout in case any time page is not getting loaded with the time specified time, it will throw the error. And asynchronous JavaScript timeout only applicable for the asynchronous execute asynchronous script, not for the execute script. In case it is not loaded fully, right, it will throw the timeout exception. Okay, so let's comment out this thing and let's try to run the code, so it should work. So you can use other thing, but in case the page is not fully loaded only within the time, so it will throw the error. Otherwise, it should be work perfectly. So here page load I have given 20 seconds. So within 20 seconds, in case the page is not getting loaded, it will throw the error. So that's why I can give the maximum timeout to check the performance of the system, and in case that system is not working based on the times out I am giving, right, so it will throw the error and definitely it will fail your test cases. So you can see the test case got passed and it is happening. Okay, so that's all from today's session. Thank you.